Hello and welcome. My name is Ashim Kumar and I welcome you to In Focus, where together with our reporters, we take a closer look at the amazing stories, initiatives and the individuals behind them. Few realize it, but Poland is attracting more and more tourists every year. The country upon the Vistula has everything the tourists need: the sea, lakes, mountains and endless forests. Poland's reputation as a European tourist hotspot continues to grow. The country already attracts 18 million visitors annually. Let's have a look at Weronika's report.
Every year, Poland is becoming a more and more attractive destination for foreign tourists. 2024, however, saw a particularly large boom in the tourism industry. According to the latest report from Statistics Poland, the number of foreign tourists visiting Poland has increased by almost a quarter since 2023. The largest number of visitors this year came from countries such as Germany, the United States, the Czech Republic, as well as the United Kingdom.
We'll definitely come back again. It's friendly, everybody seems really happy, everything about Poland.
It's a really lovely town here. It's first time visiting here. It's a really nice place, so not more to say right now. It's lovely buildings, lovely architecture. Yeah, good food.
Statistics Poland also observed significant increases in the number of overnight stays booked by visitors from other countries such as Italy, Spain, Israel, as well as the Middle East.
As I see, Poland is quite a peaceful country. It's very peaceful. There's not much noise or whatever. It's very calming, soothing. So I like. I also tasted the food. It's really nice. I liked how you handle meat. I mean, it's really good. There's a lot of flavors and textures. It's very soft. It really didn't melt in my mouth. So that's what I think.
In addition to foreign tourists, Poles themselves love to visit different cities and villages across their country. According to these locals, Poland's advantages over other destinations are its cultural values, low crime rate, and affordable prices.
First of all, nature, especially seeing the bison, and I feel very safe here.
Poland's Baltic coast, with its sandy beaches and seaside resorts, has long been a popular summer destination among Poles themselves, but in recent years it has drawn a growing number of international tourists as well, particularly from the Czech Republic. According to the Pomeranian Regional Tourist Organization, these visitors are choosing Poland due to the affordability factor, as well as environmental changes in places such as Croatia, which has become unbearably hot for many. The Baltic coast has also seen an increase in tourists from Germany and the Scandinavian countries. Meanwhile, away from the Baltic coast, the Polish capital of Warsaw was chosen as the best place to visit in a poll conducted by the firm European Best Destinations last year. Krakow, Poland's second largest city and main international tourist hub, has repeatedly been chosen as Europe's best city break destination by the same company. The Tatra Mountains and the town of Zakopane have seen a surge in the number of tourists this year. Zakopane normally attracts over 2.5 million visitors annually. In 2023, foreign tourists made up 30% of all visitors to Zakopane. One of the main features drawing people to the area is the over 275 kilometers of marked trails for hiking at their disposal. Some trails are equipped with artificial aids such as chains, clamps, and ladders, adding to their comfort and ease of use. But that's not all. There are many more tourist attractions that Poland has to offer. From castles, museums, and beautiful lakes to historic and UNESCO heritage sites. For example, the ancient Białowieża forest located in Podlasie in the northeastern part of the country. According to Statistics Poland, between January and November of 2023, the number of foreign tourists who had visited Poland amounted to over 6.5 million compared to over 5.3 million in the same period the year before. This only means one thing. People from across the globe are finally acknowledging the tourist potential of Poland.
Marie Curie is one of the most celebrated scientists in history. The inventor of radiochemistry, precursor of radiotherapy, discoverer of 2 radioactive elements, the first woman to receive a Nobel Prize, and the first person to receive 2. We sent our reporter to visit Marie's birthplace in Warsaw and find out what path led this ordinary girl to become an extraordinary woman who changed the world.
You probably heard of Marie Curie, the great scientist, the double Nobel Prize laureate, and the woman whose scientific research still saves lives up to this day. But today we will get to meet young Maria Skłodowska before she moved to Paris. So this is where we are right now.
Here we can see Warsaw in the 19th century, at the end of the 19th century. We can see the Freta Street and this place. We are here now on the first floor, and it's a birthplace of Maria Skłodowska-Curie. She lived here only for several months, then the family moved to another apartment in Warsaw, but it's very important that it's a place where she was born in 1867.
So this is Maria Skłodowska's family tree.
This is the family tree of the Skłodowski family and then the Curie family. And here we can see that Maria was the youngest of the Skłodowski family, of the Skłodowski children. She had 3 sisters and 1 brother.
And what is this room?
Here we've got a room which is made of many spaces connected with Maria and her family. So it's not the original place, original apartment of Maria Skłodowska or her family, because this building was destroyed during the Second World War. But here you can see some original items from many apartments and houses of the family. It's a table the family got in the 19th century, very old, original one. We can read about this table in a biography written by Eve Curie, Maria's daughter. And on the right, we've got a dress, or it's a coat, original coat. She wore this one during her last journey, her last visit in Poland in 1932. Maria Skłodowska-Curie was born as Maria Saloma Skłodowska. She was born in Warsaw in 1867, and she was born in a family of teachers. And here in this place where she was born, so in a tenement building at 16 Freta Street in Warsaw, Maria's mother, Marianna Bronisława, she ran a private school for girls. Maria's biggest dream was to study. Here in Warsaw in the 19th century it was impossible because women couldn't study here because Poland was under occupation. We were divided into 3 parts, and here it was a part of Russian Empire. So women couldn't study here. She didn't know that she would be a great scientist. She would get 2 Nobel Prizes, in the first one in physics, the second one in chemistry. But I think that her father, who was a teacher of maths and science, physics, he was very important person in her life because when Maria was only 11, her mother died. So father was the person who took care of the whole family of Maria, and I think he inspired her, and thanks to him she decided to become a scientist. Maria she graduated from high school, let's say, but after graduation she couldn't go to the university because, as I said before, it was impossible for women to study here. So there were two options. The first one was to go abroad, but of course it was very expensive. And the second one was to study here, but to study not legally. So Maria and her sister, they started study at Flying University. So it was illegal university. Classes were conducted in private houses, and all classes were in Polish. It was also very important because at school in Poland, here in Warsaw, Maria, as a Polish girl, she couldn't study in Polish. She studied in Russian. She learned about Russian history, and at the university, the Flying University, she had opportunity to study, to learn something new about Polish history, for example. Everything was in Polish, so it was very important.
Maria and her older sister Bronisława eventually made a deal. First, Bronisława would go to the Sorbonne, while Maria finds employment and sends her sister money. And in turn, when Bronisława graduates, she would be able to financially support Maria's studies in Paris.
So when she was young, when she was 18, she left her house. She started her work as a governess. It was in Sztuki, in a small village, so it wasn't in Warsaw, so she was there alone. She didn't have as much contact with family as before, but on the other hand, Maria felt in love there. It was the first real love. Her lover, Kazimierz Żurawski, he was from a rich family, and his parents, they didn't accept Maria as a future wife because she wasn't as rich as Kazimierz. She was only a governess, only a teacher. Maria and Bronisława, they had a pact, and after Bronisława graduated from Sorbonne, she was a doctor. She said that it's time for Maria to go to Paris and to study, because it was Maria's biggest dream to study in Paris. But it wasn't easy for her because she had to leave everything, her family, her life, her city, which she really loved. But I think that fear was not as strong as her bravery, and as I said, it was her biggest dream, so she wanted to do everything to become a student. And finally, when she was 24, after many years of working, of studying here in Warsaw, she finally could go to Paris to become a student of Sorbonne. At first she studied maths, and then she studied physics. Now we know that Maria became Maria Skłodowska-Curie, so her husband was Pierre Curie, who was a French scientist. They met in Paris, they worked together, and they together discovered two radioactive elements, polonium and radium. She was very modest. Sometimes people think that maybe she was shy. That's not true, she was shy. When we think about Marie Curie, we think about a great scientist who spent the whole life in a lab or the university. But Maria, she was an ordinary person. She loved, for example, sport. She loved riding bike. She loved swimming or hiking. She also loved nature. And when she had free time, she loved, for example, spending her free time outside. She was focused on her work. It was the most important for her to be focused on her work.
Belly dance, traditionally linked to nightlife in the Middle East, is gaining popularity in Poland, with a rising number of belly dance schools and festivals across Polish cities. Enthusiasts can now participate not just in classes and workshops, but competitions as well. Our reporter, YAMAN AL-HILOW, attended a recent belly dance festival in Warsaw to bring us more insights. Here's his report.
No, I am not in Cairo, Egypt, or Istanbul, Turkey. I'm right here in Warsaw, Poland, for the 2024 YASALAM Belly Dance Festival. This three-day celebration of belly dance is one of many similar events held in cities across Poland. The festivals attract dancers of all ages, eager to learn the secrets of belly dancing and be judged for their skills in a number of categories. But with so many of the attending performers born far away from the origins of this particular dance form, one question comes to mind: why belly dance?
I don't know, it makes you open your feminine part of your soul. It makes you feel music differently. I love Egyptian music, I love Arabian music. It gives you so much opportunity to feel yourself better, to feel more healthy. I just love it. It's impossible to not love belly dancing. It's difficult. I'm in belly dance like for 16 years with some breaks. But now I'm making like a lot. I'm making living from belly dancing.
While some performers are dancing for a living, others have jobs and professions that often have little or nothing to do with moving their bellies.
I'm actually a translator of Norwegian literature into Russian. I'm a Russian speaker and I live in Latvia. So belly dance is just my hobby, so to say. Well, hobby that brings money because I'm dancing at a professional level. It's more than just having two jobs. Oftentimes, it feels like living in two worlds that are far from one another, and in some cases, that kind of living requires two names. My name is Vera Wadir. Well, Wadir is my scenic name, not the real one.
Many dancers crossed thousands of kilometers just to perform at the festival. One of them is Ukrainian dancer Nadia, who is a teacher of both belly dance and in English.
In Ukraine, belly dance is quite developed, really. We have a lot of schools, we have a lot of competitions. Before the start of the war, before the coronavirus, we had competitions almost every weekend. In Ukraine, belly dance is very popular among children. So we start from quite young age, 4 years old, 5-year-old, already these babies, we call them, they already dance and perform because they feel like small princesses.
A belly dance requires a complex blend of components. And can you really imagine a performance like that without music?
I play a percussion instrument. Many know it as a darbuka, and it's one of the most essential instruments in belly dance music. There are other instruments, of course, then there's the singing, but when it comes to the melody, it's very important. And here we have with us our dear singer. The crowds love him, and he really hypes them up.
First of all, I hope you all had a great evening at the performance tonight, and thank you for hosting us in Poland. A belly dance performance includes the dancer, the band and the singer. And as my colleague said, the performance needs the darbuka, the keyboard, and then comes the singer, but it's the dancer that's the foundation.
These glittery, colorful costumes, which are called badla in Arabic, are also essential to the performance.
Apart from the dancer, belly dance requires two elements, music and costumes, without which the belly dance show is incomplete. And each type of belly dance has its own specific costumes.
عشان يتم زي ما كل نوع من الرقص.
This is an example of a dress used in the Oriental dance. It's made out of two pieces, one to cover the bust and the other for the waist. These costumes behind me are one piece, covering the whole body, which are used in the dance style particular to Egypt.
الشعبي.
Yeah, for today I was performing Reda style muashahat, inspired by the Andalusian music. So it was like mix of a ballet and a belly dance.
And so there is different types of belly dance itself. Can you tell us about the different kinds of styles of belly dance?
Yeah, usually we learn from different cultures related to the Arab world. Yeah, so Mahmoud Reda was a famous choreographer, and he created like different kind of styles based on the folkloric types. And muashahat is one of those. Yeah, it's very like flowy, feminine, with lots of smooth motions.
You can't go to any event related to belly dance in Europe without coming across the name of Mahmoud Reda. Reda is a male belly dance choreographer from Egypt who is considered the godfather of belly dance performed on stage. Through workshops across Europe, he and his band have played a big role spreading the dance form in Europe. Speaking of male belly dancers, we bumped into one on our way out of the festival.
Hello, my name is Bartek. I'm a male belly dancer here in Poland, and I started like 3 years ago. First, it was my fiancée who was dancing belly dance, and I was following her during some festivals and competitions. And one day I noticed that men also can dance, and I decided, like, why not to try?
Bartek insisted on giving us a little show before we left.
And with this, we conclude this edition of In Focus. Thank you for watching. And please stay with TVP World for all your latest news updates and comments. We'll see you again on In Focus next week. Goodbye.